As the harsh realities of climate change and conflict impact our daily lives, women in Nigeria and other parts of the world bear the brunt of many of the rising crises. The toll is immense, with many facing sexual violence, displacement, and physical harm. The story of Mrs. Mimikiva from Benue State epitomizes this struggle, highlighting the devastating consequences of violence and instability. At the roundtable discussion held recently by Action Aid on the impact of violence on women in Nigeria, Mrs. Mimikiva narrated the heartbreaking tragedy that unfolded as she and her young daughter faced the horrors of rape on their farm, which led to the tragic loss of her daughter and husband at the merciless hands of marauding herders. The harrowing tale of Mimikiva and her loved ones unveils the cruel reality endured by many women in Nigeria.
When it was during dry season, so we went to check our CDMs because they were getting rotten, and suddenly we had gunshots. When we had this gunshot, when these people came, I was raped, and my only daughter was raped. She's 12 years old. She died instantly, and my husband was butchered. They scattered everything, and they broke this my hand here. So I never knew what happened later. I just found myself where I was rushed to for treatment. Then after that, I found myself in the camp. And in the camp it's not easy because our camp has not been recognized for long. So the government then did not recognize our camp. So it is this present governor that recognized our camp. Then some NGOs used to come and help us. So in the camp is not easy. We were not IDP, but I found myself, all of us there in the IDP. I was beaten by a snake here. And to sleep there is not easy. We are sleeping in mosquito nets, some of us even me.
Action Aid Director Andrew Memedu, while highlighting the violence faced by women across Nigeria, especially in northern Nigeria, said one of the outcomes of climate change is the unpleasant occurrences of such ordeals.
I say this where I have the opportunity. I'm doing a thesis on something around that, climate change and its impacts, looking at the Lake Chad, the impact of Lake Chad and how it's impacting on women and economic activities. Now, the Lake Chad, about 20 years ago, within 20 years ago and now, has shrunk by, how can guess, 90%. 90%. You know what that means? So it means that if you have 10 human beings standing, 10 people, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I was told not to leave the mic. So if you have 10 people standing, it means that 9 has been wiped out. Only 1 person is remaining. That is how the Lake Chad has shrunk. As a result of what? Climate change. Climate change. So climate change it's funny. It manifests in different ways. In some ways, we are getting flooding. In other ways, we are getting droughts. That is how it manifests. So in the drought aspect, the Lake Chad has shrunk by 90%. It's not just shrinking, and it has put in over 5 million persons into poverty. increased the crisis we are having in the Northeast today. So the fishing, the farming, all the work, the livelihood options that were available shrunk. The crisis, the issues of farmer headers crisis we're having in the central, north central, in other parts of the country, it's gone into even the south and the southwest. You see crisis between farmers and headers. Why? Because they are moving for greener pasture. So it is simple. Climate change has come to stay with us, and these are the people that are responding and helping us to deal with this issue. So climate change does not just affect us all equally. Its impacts are deeply gendered, with women in fragile and conflict-affected regions.
Representing the Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET), Principal Meteorologist Blessing Agembi said the experience of weather inconsistency in Nigeria over recent months is an effect of climate change, urging Nigerians to brace up for more ecological changes.
Change. We have flood events across, even areas that were otherwise drier are becoming wetter by the day, and those areas that were wetter are becoming drier. We have issues of dry spells. We have issues of high rainfall with high intensity, short duration. Sometimes we just want the rain to fall and we're not seeing it. How many of us experienced it this year? Just drought. Currently, we're even having a very strange situation where we're having the ITD, that's we call it the intertropical discontinuity. Some of us know it. You know, most at this time of the year, naturally we would expect that it would have, receded, and it's making its southward retreat. But we had a situation where it remained over the north for a very long time, far above, I'm talking about far above the Sahara. And then we are seeing, even in the Sahara, we are seeing strange things like green, the area is becoming greener, meaning we are getting more rainfall and all of that. So this underscores the fact that we need to take the issues of climate change very, very seriously.
Action Aid also highlighted the effects of climate change across the Niger Delta region, as the environment has been degraded due to oil spillage and has affected the daily livelihoods of people living within the Niger Delta region.
Now the river water we dey drink before, but now if we drink am we dey wash, the children dey sick, all of us we are sick, but we still manage with it. So we still dey manage and dey drink, but e dey give us sickness.
In the share, the one you get for here is too much. 27-year-old age, 9 days when they drop the oil to come off for the ground. 27 wet. Eh? My mama gets wet. My mama land when they stay there before.